never miss. It can never miss in your exams, this particular area. And I would want to just show you something very small regarding what we call discounting. Discounting. So how I normally do this one is to work it out on the board, and then I shall be able to go and work it out with yourselves in Excel. So first of all, I'm doing it on the board because I'm making an assumption that some of us may have done financial management, advanced financial management long time ago, so they don't have really those concepts, ladies and gentlemen. So I would want us to take this opportunity to look at what we call discounting techniques. Discounting techniques. Discounting techniques. Discounting techniques. So under discounting techniques, but first of all, before I continue, I would want to know whether we are together. Are we together? If you're together, are you able to, in this case here, write there? Or rather, even if you're together, can you kindly look for an emoji that is smiling? Nice emoji. A nice emoji which is smiling like that. And then you post it. You post it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we are starting right away. So when we talk of discounting, thanks, Polycom. When we talk of discounting, we are basically looking at present valuing future cash flows. So this is the process. This is the process of determining present values of future cash flows. The process of determining present values, what we shall be abbreviating as PV, present values of future cash flows. Great. Thank you very much, Fatma. She's asking a very important question. She's asking a very important question there. What I would want us to do, because, ladies and gentlemen, remember we are how many teachers doing this paper? 2. If you can write my notes from the back or from wherever, I don't care really. I would want to do my own stuff. Like what do I do in BDA? To be precise, I'm the one who introduces BDA. So I'm the one in this case here will be able to differentiate between data science, data analytics, those things. I'll be able to take you through what we call in this case here, anytime they talk about this, for example, visualizations, what do we have there? That theory is very important, and I would want to go and speak seriously about that theory once I get a quorum. Remember, BDA, we normally teach how many students every semester? 400. BDA stands for Business Data Analytics. Thanks for asking. Business Data Analytics is the exit paper of CPA. It is a paper that consolidates all the knowledge you learned in financial management, advanced financial management. For example, we have financial reporting. We have concepts of advanced taxation. So you must be able to know how to compute payee. Yep, thank you very much. We can't continue with that. Let me wait for quorum. That theory is very important. Why? Because it normally carries 20 clean marks. 20 clean marks. Let's do this. Please ask questions regarding what here? Regarding this, whatever you are doing here today. Write this one here. So this is the process of determining present values of future cash flows. There are two types. There are two types of cash flows. There are 2 types of cash flows. We have what we call irregular, and then number 2, we have what we call the regular. We have 2 types of cash flows. We have irregular, and then number 2, we have what we call the regular cash flows. Irregular are also known as non-uniform. These are also known as non-uniform cash flows. These are known as uniform cash flows, stroke what we shall be calling annuities. Stroke what we shall be calling annuities. Ladies and gentlemen. Please listen and listen to me very carefully. As a dash there, we are saying as a dash there that we use PV to discount. We use PVIF to discount irregular cash flows. Irregular cash flows, we normally use what we call PVIF. We normally use what we call PVIF to discount irregular. Irregular cash flows are which type of cash flows? Today you are getting 10, tomorrow you get 15. Another day you get 20, another day a different value. When values keep on, in this case here, changing like that, then automatically we shall call them irregular, and irregular, we shall be using what we call PVIF to discount them. Ladies and gentlemen, PVIF in full stands for what here? PVIF. Whenever they talk of PVIF, this stands for present value interest factor. Present value interest, what here? Interest factor. Present value interest factor. Present value interest factor. Present value interest factor. Somebody is trying to ask me to record from their side. I'm recording here so that everybody will be able to get the video. So you should never be worried like you have to record on your side. No, I record here in your interest. I'll be able to put the entire recording in Vimeo, or most importantly on the LMS. I'll be able to place it there. Once I place it there, this learning management system is quite a unique thing. This is what actually differentiates us from our competition. Learning management system. Once you get access to the learning management system inside here, you'll be able to get notes. You'll be able to get notes. You'll be able to get videos. Videos covering the entire syllabus. Students who are keen enough, you must have seen, if you have started using this learning management system, especially for BDA, you must have seen a lot of cuts. A lot of cuts. Also remember, in this LMS, you'll be able to get access to a WhatsApp group link, which takes you to a discussion WhatsApp platform. So inside here, so this LMS is very, very important. I would want you to take a lot of time, invest time in understanding how to navigate through it. Once you understand how to navigate through it, then everything else will be great. So you're learning something very important here about PVIF, present value interest factor. Present value interest factor, very, very important. Another bullet there tell us that we use PVIF. We use PVIF to discount regular or annuity. To discount regular or annuity cash flows. To discount regular or annuity cash flows, we normally make use of what, ladies and gentlemen? PVIF. So this PVIF stands for what in full? This PVIF stands for present value. This PVIF stands for present value interest factor of an annuity. Present value interest factor of an annuity. Present value interest factor of an annuity. So if you're together, before I continue, could you kindly put some thumbs up? There's a place there where you put thumbs up. There's a place there where you put thumbs up or even thumbs down. Should you feel that I'm moving very, very fast as a show of not appreciating Mwalimu at all, you put thumbs down. That you are not appreciating my content, you put thumbs down, and I'll not really feel bad. I will not really feel bad. I will not really feel bad. I will not really feel bad. I won't feel bad. I won't feel bad. Great. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Then here we are. They're telling me Mwalimu continue. Thank you very much. Now then I would want to go to this serious level where we talk about the formulae. The formula. What formula are we talking about? The formula. So the formula, ladies and gentlemen, that I would want you to appreciate here, the first one is the PVIF. How do we get this PVIF? Is the easiest. To get PVIF, we normally take 1 plus R raised to negative n. Anytime they want us to get PVIF, we normally take 1 plus R raised to negative n. Raised to negative n. That's PVIF. And then anytime they want me to give them PVIF, How do I get PV far? We will always take 1 minus this formula. We talk of 1 minus this formula, which is 1 plus r raised to negative n, and then everything to be divided by r, everything to be divided by r. Please write your r nicely. Don't try to copy my r. This is as a result of poor handwriting, this one here. So your r should be a normal r, a normal r, a normal r. So ladies and gentlemen, I would want to pause and ask you a very simple question. If, for example, I was to, how I wish I was a tall man. If, for example, I was to hide these formulas, but fortunately I have a big head. My head can cover everything there. So if, for example, I was to hide this formula like this, and then you do me a favor, you also hide your formulas where you have written them. Is there anybody now who can easily write these formulas offhand without looking at mine and of course looking at yours? The formula for PVF and the formula for PVFAR. Thank you very much, Ken, Samuel, Lucy Alan, great. Tabitha, great. At least these guys can write this. Betty, thank you. Yes, great. So it's a very important formula. The moment you cram the formula of PVF, the moment you cram the formula of PVF, the one of 1 plus r raised to negative n, then to get PVF, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, is very easy because it's all about taking 1 minus this formula. 1 minus this formula. So 1 minus 1 plus r raised to negative n all over what here? All over r. Where r is the required rate of return. Is the required rate of return. Required rate of return is what we also call the cost of capital. Is what we also call the cost of who? The cost of capital is what we also call the cost of capital, COC. Thank you very much. Actually, this is how I normally call it. You see, Alan? Thank you very much. This is actually how we call it. The famous what here? The famous COC. The famous COC. The famous COC. Now we go to illustrations right away. We go to illustrations right away. Illustrations right away. So I would want us to look at this situation where we have Lucy Limited. Lucy Limited. Lucy Limited's cash flows. Cash flows of Lucy Limited. Cash flows of Lucy Limited. We have in this case here, year 0, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. So these are the cash flows of Lucy. Year 0, of course, the company is investing. So year 0, we have 50. Yes, it's shared. Juliet, this paper, normally we combine the CIFA students with the BDA students. The only difference between the BDA and the CIFA students is when we do what we call the modeling. There is a section where they have modeling, where basically they would want us to look at the derivatives, the bonds, it's only one chapter. You just take BDA vis-a-vis financial modeling of CIFA, you'll be able to see that really there's no difference there. So we have 50. So this 50 is a cash outflow. And then we have got what, ladies and gentlemen, here, we have got, for example, here, year 1, we have 40. We get, that perhaps if you invest 50 and you're getting 40 immediately, that means you're selling haram. Products which are haram like bank. So here she gets 12, here she gets 13, here she gets, for example, 15, here, for example, she gets, in this case here, 27. And then we are given what we call COC. COC, which is 10%. COC, which is cost of capital, that is 10%. So we are required here to determine net present value. Determine net present value. Please write this in full. This is net present value. Net present value. So the moment you copy that example again as a sign of approval and Mwalimu continuing, could you kindly put your thumbs up? 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 Thank you very much, Betty. Other students who have been able to copy the question, can you kindly signal? Give me the signal. Give me the signal, give me the signal, give me the signal to the mwalimu now. You can go ahead. Thank you, Silas. Thank you, Silas. Thank you, Raphael. So remember, NPV stands for net present value. Now, let me ask you, great students, a question. The cash flows that you are seeing here are which type of cash flows? Are they regular or irregular? The cash flows that you are seeing here. Irregular, yes. Irregular because they are fluctuating. They are fluctuating irregular, thank you very much. And since they are irregular, then for purposes of discounting, ladies and gentlemen, for purposes of discounting, ladies and gentlemen, we shall use PVIF. PVIF. So we are saying here, use PVIF to discount, use PVIF since cash flows are irregular. Since cash flows are irregular. Since cash flows are who? Are irregular. So use PVIF since cash flows are irregular. And I know the formula. I know the formula is 1 plus r raised to negative n. The formula is 1 plus r raised to negative n, where of course n is the period. Like in this case, r is 10%. You see, this 10% is the same as 0.1. 10% is the same as 0.1. So then when we say that PVIF is 1 plus r raised to negative n, this will be 1 plus 0.1 raised to negative n. Raised to negative n. And I'm deriving at something very important here, that this is the same as 1.1 raised to negative n. 1.1 raised to negative n. Because 0.1 is the same as 10%. 10% is the same as 0.1. I'm only plugging in the r in the formula. Abracadabra, n is normally the time period. So when I talk of 1.1 here, the time period here is 0. So raised to 0. Here I will talk of 1.1 raised to negative 1. Here we'll talk of 1.1 raised to negative 2, 1.1 raised to negative 3. We have here 1.1 raised to negative 4. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that PVIF is always written in 4 decimal places. PVIF is normally written in 4 decimal places. 4 decimal. So we start with the first one. So please, I would want to see everybody raising in your calculators. In most of your calculators, the raising function will look like this. There's a button written like this. There's a button written like this. So simply say 1.1 raised to, and then you say minus 0. Minus 0, just 0. So then somebody talk to me tonight. What is 1.1? I know this 0 times this will kill the negative. So it will be 1.1 raised to 0. So the answer I know here is exactly 1. Betty is able to confirm. Unfortunately, it's only one student who is able to confirm. The other students haven't yet confirmed. The other students haven't yet confirmed that one. Kevin Wanjala, thank you very much, 1. I would want to see from many students, in this case, your confirmation is coming from very, I would want to take this opportunity to advise you, free advice. I've taught for so long. I've taught over 20 years. This BDA, I think now we are talking over how many semesters? Are they 3? Since they started BDA, I think 3 or 4. 3, yeah? Yeah, so this will be the 4th time. I may not be able to know whether you guys are going to pass or fail. But there is one thing that I always know. The students who come to Zoom class and then they take a backbench that they will never give us any figure they are ever quiet. There will be something like a bolt which will come on your way and it will make sure that you wake up. That bolt is a what now here? It could be like thunder coming from Casneb to awaken you. Don't wait. What I know kwa hii subject ya BDA hata FM hata AFM. Wewe bora unaongeongea. Hata kama unaongeongea uongo, you shall overcome. You shall overcome. That is the secret I'm giving you from day 1. Don't take a backbench. If you're not understanding, please put up your hand. If you're not understanding, just go to the chat section, say, today I'm not understanding you, mwalimu, totally. Get an opportunity of also asking what your questions. Feel free to ask questions. That reminds me sometime back when I was beginning my teaching. when I was beginning. At least, George, the bolt has already hit you. Fortunately, it has hit you at the right time. Yes, at the right time. At least you've started speaking now. When I started teaching, ladies and gentlemen, some time back, some students would follow me to the staff room. So I used to ask them, why are you following Mwalimu to the staff room? I mean, why could you not ask your questions in class? Because when you ask in class, you do not only benefit, but get a better understanding. And of course, you will even expose the question to many people apart from myself. Your colleagues will be able to assist you. And even better still, there are some of your colleagues who will be able to understand something. So mwingine akaniambia, unajua saa mwalimu, mimi naogopa kukuuliza swali mbele ya wengine, naweza kukuaibisha. So wote watangazie. Mimi nishapita hiyo level ya kuaibika. Nishapita. That level, I'm not there. So don't feel afraid. Don't feel that you may embarrass mwalimu. You ask questions. Nishapita. Hata kama sijui, mimi miaka nimefika sasa nitakwambia I don't know, and there is nowhere you can take me. You can't do anything. Actually, the very best, you'll know that this mwalimu is honest, because I'll tell you I don't know, but come next time, I would have done, in this case, a research and known. All right. So please, in the interest of all of us learning, ask questions. Yes. Ask questions. Yes. Ask questions. Yes. Great. Great. So usinihurumie. Mimi nataka to learn. I also learn quite a lot from my students. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn. Great. Great. So then, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The second one, somebody is giving me a figure of 0.9091. How about this one here when you raise this to -2? 1.1 raised to -2. Is there somebody who could be having an answer? Is there anybody who could be having an answer? 1.1 raised to -2. Lucy Allen gives me a figure of 0.8264 like that. Then you go to the third one, this one, 1.1 raised to -3. According to Lucy Allen, we have 7513, 7513, 7513. And then we have 1.4, the last one, 1.4. So we have here 6830, 6830. Thank you so much. So please come and write here, DCF. Can somebody in this case here who can remember this? What do you think in this case here does this acronym DCF stand for? Anybody who could be remembering this from their financial management? DCF stands for what? 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 Discounted cash flows. Thank you very much. Martin Waweru, trust you me, and I'm very, very honest in this. If it were that we had a good date, if today was a very good date, for example, 1st, 31st, 30th, around there, when in this case here, salaries were still what here, if they were still there, if salary was still there, Martin Waweru, I would have given you something right away, but now I don't have. The month is at the corner, you know. So then these are discounted cash flows. How do we get these discounted cash flows? We shall take the cash flows that we have here, we discount them. We multiply them with this factor. So we take the cash flow times this, you'll be able to get discounted cash flows like that. So the first one will be -50 times 1. -50 times 1 is -50. How about the second one? The second one, what do we have? The second one, what do we have here in the second one? 12 times 0.9091. We have from Lucy Allen 34.90. 34.90, 34.90. Please confirm whether this figure is correct. I would want to hear from many students. Is that figure correct? That is 12 times 0.9091. 12 times 0.90, 10.9091. It can't be 10. It can't be 10. 10.9092. Are you talking of the third one? I don't know. The third one. The third one. I think it's the third figure. 10.9092. The third one. The third one. Oh, the second one is the one that is 10 point. I don't know where she got this 34 is too huge. It's too huge. The second one, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have here 10.9092. 10.9092. How about the third one? How about the third one? How about the third one? The third one, when they multiply the third one, they're getting 1074.32. 1074.32 decimal there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have this one here, 15 times 0.7513. 15 times 0.7513. And we are able to get there 11.2695. 11.2695. Thank you so much. And then now we have the very last one. The very last one is 27 times 0.6830, which gives me, according to Madam Eunice, 18.441. 18.441, like that. Can someone else confirm? Betty has also confirmed. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have been able to get all the figures nicely. We've been able to get all the figures nicely. So then I would want us, ladies and gentlemen, to come and do something very simple, because these cash flows are discounted. Please add them. Please add them. Give me the total, and whatever you shall get here will be known as net present value. Net, why? Because we are deducting the initial outlay. As we do this, automatically we are deducting the initial outlay. So we have, you are adding minus 50 plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this. What figure are we getting here? What figure are we getting here? Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. So according to Eunice and Lucy Allen, the net present value is 1.3629. 1.3629. Thank you so much. So, hey, you investors, what decision shall you make here? What decision shall you make here, given that the NPV is positive? Whenever NPV is positive, it means that should their owners invest, yes, the wealth will increase. So in this case here, accept. If it's a decision given here, if it's an option given here, you simply accept, or you invest because the NPV is positive. Because the NPV is positive. Also, undertake is another good terminology. Undertake. The project is viable. You guys are bright. You guys are bright. You must have been taught by bright people. Since it's positive, invest in the project. Thank you very much. Invest in the project. Invest in the project. Now, I would want a friend of ours from very, very far away, and this is the beautiful thing with online learning. So today I have a student who is seated right away, very, very far away, at the middle of Lodwar. So this guy is joining us live to simply show us how we do this. He'll copy this down. How do we do this? He'll also copy down the cost of capital. How do we get net present value using Excel automatically? Using Excel automatically. So the students who are also using Excel to solve this, I would expect you guys to write. Don't write like everything, no. I simply want you to write there the cash flows, negative 50, 12, 13, we have 15, we have 27, we have 27, we have 27. And then you write there, cost of capital is 10%, is 10%, is 10%. Once you write like that, and then you are ready to do this concept using Excel, and then we compare the answers, can you kindly put your thumbs up? Can you kindly put your thumbs up? Put your thumbs up. Great. So please, this guy called MK from wherever, share your screen with us. Share your screen with us. So I want to show you guys the power of what here? Technology. The power of technology. So then I would want us to have a very simple scenario. So in this case here, are you able to have the time? You can write their time. Yeah. A time. Great. No problem. So we have here time. Great. So get to 0 there. I would want us in this case here to, sorry. Nope. Start again. Okay. So just pull it down there up to year number 4, and then you copy the cash flows very fast. Copy the cash flows very first. Year number 1 is 12 years. Year number 2, 13 years. Year number 3, 15 years. I always wonder why people go for physical classes. If someone who is very far away is able to see what I'm doing, and they're able to copy, all right? So right there, cork. Cork is 10. Very good. So go to a fresh cell like that one, write NPV there, write NPV, oh, those are cash flows, yes. Those are cash flows. So we want us to get NPV, go to a fresh cell. No, just go down there. Apple, yes, Andika NPV. Please go to the next one. Yep, equals. NPV. You see, once he has written NPV there, you can see Excel is asking him, what rate do you want to use? So the rate there is 10%. The rate is, you pick 10%. And then you say, comma. You can see it is asking you to pick from value 1, not from value 0. You pick from value 1. So go to the first cash flow there, which is 12. Copy all those figures up to 27. Copy all those figures up to 27. Close brackets. And then now you have to pick the initial outlay independently. So because the initial outlay there is negative, so you say plus that negative 50. You say plus, go to that negative 50, pick it. And then what do? You say control enter. You say control enter or just enter. Great. So you're getting percentage. That should never scare you away. Just go to home. Under the home tab, you can see where we have the percentages there. I don't want to see the home. Go back to home. Your needs are a bit different. So under the developer, you can see we have percentage there. Yes, so you hit that arrow. So we simply want general or number. Even number is okay. Number is okay. So you can see this gentleman is getting an NPV of 1.36, of which he can increase the decimals to compare. If he increases the decimals, we are getting 1.369, and they go to 1.36, about 4 like that. So ladies and gentlemen, this is exciting. I love this. So before I repeat, I would want to know whether there is any student who has been able to follow and done exactly what we have been able to do. Any student who has been able to follow what we have done, and this person has been able to do exactly that. Please remember, as usual, what you're supposed to do is to dance. If you've been able to get this, you dance. In BDA, we always dance. Okay, you are following, then we do it. In BDA, we always dance. Let's see. So first of all, I'm asking whether there is anybody understood. At least I can see Rafael there dancing. I got something else. Thank you very much. Juliet Obaga is running away. I don't know whether she's running away because she has understood or she has seen a lot of dust. I didn't get. That's very good, Sally. Thank you very much. At least you tried. That is the most important thing. You tried. Steve lost, no problem. Understood. Thank you very much. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want you guys to do me a favor. The students who are saying they are lost, remember, I've got a way of ensuring that you understand. I would want this gentleman who is sharing his screen all the way from Lodwar to stop sharing. But I can also come here and yes. So is it possible for this student, for example, who is saying that they got a different answer? Can you share your screen with me? And then I'll be able to correct you right away. Please share your screen with me. And then I'll be able to correct you right away. Just share your screen. There is a place there called share screen. There's a place there called share screen. So before he gets to know how to share the screen, is there anybody else, even if you, Tony, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So Tony, now share your Excel. Share your Excel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So one thing that I love about Tony's work, he has been able to copy. He has got year 0 to year 4. Don't rub nothing. He has got cash flows so nicely. And then he has the cost of capital, which is 10%. So can we go underneath NPV? That 10%, no, there, yes, say equals. We must always begin with equals to activate a cell. Then you press NPV. So this NPV, you can see that, double click there, double click that blue one, NPV. Then you can see it is telling you things there. It is asking you, what is the rate? The rate is the cost of capital. Pick that 10% very fast. Pick the 10%. Thank you very much, comma. And then now we have the values. It wants you to go and highlight from value 1 to value 4. Value 1 to value 4. You highlight all of them. After you highlight those values, it wants you to close brackets. You close brackets. And then you say plus. Plus because now you want to remove the initial outlay. Plus the initial outlay is given up there, the one that you got up there. Yes. And then you say enter. You don't have to close nothing. You simply say enter. It's coming there, 1.36. And then my friend Tony, you can increase the number of decimal places. Great. You can increase the number of decimal places. Yeah, great. Thank you very much. Can someone else in this case here share their screen? Thank you, Lucy. I can see you're dancing there. Can someone else share their screen? If you never got it, this is a chance. Time to dance now. Yes. Share your screen. Usione aibu. Niko hapa kukusaidia. Franklin Bukala, thank you very much for taking that bold step. At least he has the years, 0 to 4. He has the cash flows. The only thing you haven't done, Bukala, under 50, haukuweka negative. Remember time 0, Bukala? No, say escape, say escape. Don't panic, just say escape. Escape, go to 50 there. So now try to put that negative there. Thank you very much. You have the cost of capital. We don't talk of cost. We always talk of COC. We always talk of COC, not cork. It's cork. Say escape. Ikona formula where mahali. Say escape. Escape first. Escape. Escape. Just escape. Kuna escape button. Escape button. So is it negative now? Is it negative 50 really? Negative 50. I just wanted you. Ngoja. Unajua? Ujasema enter. After umesema negative 50 lazima uandike enter. Sema escape tena. Sorry for that. Let's like negative 50. Sema enter. Ndio hiyo sasa. Now go to this cell called COC. You umeandika COS. COS. I want it to be spoke. So remove that C. Say go there. That 10% is correct. Very good. So go down there to NPV now. Things are happening. Say equals. Start by saying equals. Equals NPV. Equals NPV. Great. Double click that one. Great. The rate is 10%. It's self-explanatory really, comma. So comma, because it's telling you comma. So from there you pick the values, all of them from value 1. Thank you very much. You close brackets. You close brackets. And then you say plus. Plus that initial outlay of 50, isn't it? Negative 50, that one, yes. Great. Enter. So it's coming as a percentage, but that should never scare you away. Just go back there, go to home. It's already home. So ukiangalia hapo home, kuna hiyo column ambayo imeandikwa percentage. Ile column, is it column J? Hapo juu, percentage. No, not that one. Kuna kitu imeandikwa percentage yuko juu. Iyo. Sasa drop down menu. And then you say general or number. Say number. Great. You're at home. If you want to know how to increase the decimals, now that I can see someone else, ladies and gentlemen, who is on the line. This person is called Mary. Fatima, yes. Fatima, yes. Thank you very much. Abigail, I'll be able to answer you. So Fatima, you've done something very nice. But now, Fatima, I want to see where your 50 is. Are you able to scroll up? Are you able to scroll up? I just see you at 0. Just scroll up at the far right side. You'll be able to see the scrolling bar. Right, that's not right. No. Hiyo ya kuscroll, ya kupeleka chini na juu, ya kupeleka chini na juu, ya kupeleka chini na hiyo. Sasa oh, Fatuma, peleka juu mpaka 0. Fatima, you must be having a serious challenge in Excel. And that is why I normally recommend students, once you clear your CPA, not your CPA, but when you clear your advanced FM, you clear your AMA or whichever papers, always do Excel. Those 2 weeks, you do Excel before you come here. Now we are there, yes. Now we are there, great. So then down there, write NPV. Under COC, write NPV. And don't panic at all, nothing really. So go there, say equals. Because you must always start with the equals. NPV, 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 you write NPV. No, you haven't written NPV. Double click the one that is down there, the blue one, double click on it. The blue one. Double click. Great. Now you can see they are telling you pick the rate. The rate is the cost of capital. Pick that 10%. Pick the 10%. Pick the 10%. Then they want you to say comma, isn't it? So you say comma. Not that one. Comma ya chini. And then from value 1, you pick from value 1. You pick from value 1, you highlight all of them. You highlight all of them. Yes. You close brackets. You close brackets. You close brackets. Is that your bracket closure really? Close bracket. You can see bracket there. All right. Plus the initial outlay. Plus the initial outlay, which is 50. Oops. You moved very fast. So you can take your cursor there. Nope. Go back to the formula. Go back to the formula bar. Yes. Thank you very much. So enter. Great. So go back to that percentage, you change it. Go back to that cell, that one, yes, 136 point, just click there. And then you can see update is written percentage. Ukiangalia uko juu, go to the drop down, not that one. Uko juu jina percentage, iyo, drop down, yes. Then say number. Go to the second one, say number. Thank you very much. 1 point. Increase the decimal places, no problem. Kuna place ya decimal place, hapo kwa hapo increase finya tu, jaribu tu, finya mara mingi, ndio hiyo. That's how you plan it. Thank you very much. All the best practice. So I think now everybody is comfortable with this. Is that okay? I think now everyone is comfortable with this. I think everyone now is comfortable. The only thing that I never saw you guys doing is serious dancing, but I can't blame you. Accountants don't know how to dance. For the number of years I've ever interacted with accountants, I've never seen any accountant who knows how to dance. If I get to see one, itakuwa maajabu sana. Itakuwa maajabu sana. Itakuwa maajabu sana. Itakuwa maajabu sana. Kuna mtu anajua kudansi ukweli. Wacha sisi Mary, yes, Mary ndio sawa. Wacha sisi tu dance hapa na emoji. Wacha sisi tu dance hapa na emoji. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what this examiner would want to test you as well. Abigail asked, why are we not starting from zero? You see, you must know how to follow Excel rules. When you mentioned the equals NPV, this thing told you rate, all right? And then it came and asked you to pick from value 1, not from value 0. It asked you from value 1 because this NPV model is futuristic. It told you to start from value 1. If you start from value 0, you get a 0 as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want to take this opportunity to teach you guys how to get IRR. IRR stands for what we call internal rate of return. IRR stands for internal rate of return. IRR stands for internal rate of who? Of return. Internal rate of return. Before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, commercial break. This was a free class. You must give me 30 seconds. I advertise. My name is Dr. Joshua Aura. I teach at RCM Online College. Practical classes. Very practical classes. All right. Like this BDA, I handle it at RCM Online College. How much are we charging for you to join us? If you want to join us today, we are charging 8,500 for this BDA, which you can pay in 2 installments. And if you are fearing that when results will be coming out, you will get a fail. If you're fearing a fail, we agreed that fine, out of this 8,500, just give us a commitment fees of 2,000. Give us a commitment fees of 2,000, and then you get to class. When results are out, if you happen to pass, you will only pay the difference, which is 6,500. Which is 6,500. If you get a fail, for example, in AFM, what do? Then automatically this money will be taken to that AFM paper as a retake. We don't refund fees at all. We don't refund fees at all. It's good to be very clear on that. It's good to be very clear on that. And again, remember, in terms of like BDA, for the 3 semesters, we are the leading college in terms of number of students. All right. Hapa hatubahatishi mambo na Excel, hatubahatishi na mambo ya FM, mambo ya financial reporting consolidation, no. Hapa tuko sawa sawa. So you need to join us, and if you're interested in joining us, you simply give us a call. This is our number, 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000 is our number. You can call us or just send us a WhatsApp. Mention the word BDA. We shall be able to give you a lot of information like that. What else? Lastly, of course, is our Paybill. There are students who don't even want to call nobody. They simply want to pay. Serious people, yes. Paybill. So Paybill is 62, 42, 839. 839, that's Paybill. Account is BDA. If you're paying for BDA, you simply write there BDA. If you're paying for financial management, you simply say FM or AFM, like that. AFM. So is there any student here who is meeting this mwalimu for the very first time, that you have never met this funny teacher before, that this is the very first time you're meeting this mwalimu? Is there any kind of a student, that kind of a student here really? But this is the very first time, be very honest, very first time you're meeting this mwalimu. Please, this is not a church. Somebody may fear that when they put up their hands and we tell them to stand up and then they greet the congregation. This is not a church. All right, like Becky, first time Patricia, I have never heard of that. Great. Also, Lilian Mwangi, thank you very much. So please don't hesitate. First time, thank you, Sally. Don't hesitate joining us. Don't be cheated. The time for physical classes is long gone. We also run physical classes at Stanbank House, first floor, but I know for sure the time for physical classes is long gone. long gone. The dynamics in the market are changing. Everything is changing. They would want us to be working remotely. Like you get people who are handling jobs for US companies while they're still here in Kenya, they're working remotely. So this thing of virtual learning, virtual working is a reality. The earlier you embrace it, the better for you and for everybody. The better for you and for everybody. Great. So then I would want to take you back to this IRR. Remember IRR, this internal rate of return is also known as the break-even. Is also known as the break-even rate of return. Is also known as the break-even rate of return. Is also known as the break-even rate of return. i.e., the rate of return at which a project's NPV equals 0. The rate of return at which a project's net present value equals 0. How do I get this IRR? We have got two ways of getting this IRR. Two ways of getting this IRR. And I'll be able to show you the two ways. The first method is the one of trial and error. The one of trial and error. The one where you must get how many net present values. The one where you need 2 net present values. Where you need 2 net present values. One must be positive and the other one must be what here? Negative, if you remember. That's the trial and error method. Fortunately, we happen to be having a positive one. NPV that we have here is a positive NPV. So then what do you think shall we do to be able to get a negative? Through trial and error, should I go for a higher cost of capital or for a lower cost of capital? Someone talk to me tonight. You know, from even the word cost, I would want to kill them. You know, this profitable. I would want to kill this profit or loss. So I have to increase the cost of capital. So 10% gave us this. I would want us to try 15%. So then what I would want you guys to do is to copy these cash flows afresh. You copy these cash flows afresh, and then you write there PV 1 plus 15% raised to negative n. Now we are trying a different arithmetic. This time around, ladies and gentlemen, using 15% as the cost of capital. It's trial and error. So I hope you guys were as fast as Mwalimu. You've been able to go to a different area in your book. This different area in your book, you've been able to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have the same cash flows, but this time around, you're using a different cost of capital, which is 15%. 15%. So abracadabra, this will be 1.15 raised to negative 0 here. This will be 1.15 raised to negative 1. This will be 1.15 raised to negative 2. This will be 1.15 raised to negative 3. This will be 1.15 raised to negative 4, like these are great. So is there somebody who can give me 4 decimal places, if you don't mind? Is there anybody who is able to give me 4 decimal places? These figures PVs in terms of 4 decimal places. How I wish students were really passionate about this. I can see some students who are dropping off. So as you drop off, please go outside there. If you're dropping, and I would want everybody to remain, I don't want you to drop off. So the first one, of course, is 1. And then the second one is 0.86. I can't see their numbers. The second one is 0.86 when n is 1. When n is 1, I can't see their numbers. I cannot see their numbers. 0.8696. 8696, thank you very much. 8696, thank you very much. Now then, are you able to give me this number here? Are you able to give me this number for year number 2? Great. I've used Excel. Thank you very much. 7561. So please go to year number 3. Year number 3, what do we have here in year number 3? Year number 3, thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Betty. 7561, 7561. And then we have, ladies and gentlemen, 6575, 0.6575. And then the last one is 1.15 raised to -4. 1.15 raised to -4. So we have, according to Anne, 6575. Already have that done. Thank you very much. Betty is giving me 57,175, 0.57. So then I would want you guys to create a column for discounted cash flows here. Create a column for discounted cash flows there. So discounted cash flows, you're taking the cash flows that we have here multiplied by the PV. So you take this times this, you give me a figure. Great. I can see already someone has been able to use Excel. Thank you very much. So we have this and this. The first one I'm aware is -50. How about the second one? The second will be 12 times this, 12 times this. Please give me an answer. 12 times that. Please give me an answer. 12. How I wish everybody was now giving me answers. 4 decimal places still. We have Betty 10, 43, 47. 10, 43, 47. Decimal there. And then we go to 13. So 13 times 0.75, 61. 13 times 0.75, 61. What do we have there? So according to Betty, she's getting 9.8299, something like that. 9.8299. Can someone confirm this Betty's figure? Betty is giving me a very big figure. She wants me to work hard rounding off, and I'm an old man. Betty, don't disturb an old man. Just give me 4 decimal places. Make my work easier, Betty. Make my work easier. Make my work easier. Make my work easier. $9.8293. 9.8293. Of course, because of rounding off errors. Because of rounding off errors, you can easily get some different figures. 9.8293. 93. Thank you very much. And then now go to the third year. Third year, we have 15 times this discounting factor. 15 times this discounting factor. What do we have here? 15 times this discounting factor. What do we have here now? The fourth year. We're almost there. We're almost there. We are almost there. 9.8625. We're almost there. We're almost there. 9.8625. 9.8625. And then the very last year, we have 27 times 0.71. 27 times 0.57.5718, something like that. Please give me the final answer here. DCF. The fourth year. The fourth year, what numbers are we looking at? Patricia gives me 15.4372. 15.4372. Thank you very much. So can you kindly come here and give me the net present value? Please come here and give me the net present value. So come here and give me the net present value. Please add them up for 15%. Add them up, add them up, add them up. Add them up. Add them up. Add them up. Please add them up. And as you add them up, I now believe that you guys have made a resolution to join RCM Online College for your BDA studies, and of course, any other CPA paper. Any other CPA paper, we are the best in the market. The number is 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. So Patricia seems to be a very good student. She's been able to just join us and she's doing wonderful. Thank you, Fatuma. Minus 4.4. Betty, you are really giving me very big figures, Betty. I don't want to think, Betty. When I'm teaching, I don't want to think a lot. 43.53. 43.53 like that. Minus 4.43. 50. Everybody's giving me their own answers, but you see, it's because of what here, rounding off errors. That should never bother us. So long as you have 4.4 something, 4.4 something, 4.4 something. Now, fortunately, I happen to be having a positive NPV and a negative what? NPV. Now I'm so lucky. So then what I need to do, I just need to identify a few things. I would want you guys to give me the lower rate. So now we have got two rates. We have 10% and 15%. So the lower rate is 10%. The lower between the two is 10%. And then come and give us difference between the rates. Difference between the rates. Difference means you're subtracting 15% minus 10%. So this gives me 5%. Let me know whether you've been able to write up to here. Let me know whether you've been able to write up to here. Let me know whether you guys have been able to write up to the difference. Yes, thank you very much. Now, once I do that, the positive NPV is always your Positive NPV is always your R. The negative NPV will be your bar, B. This is B like that. And then now you can comfortably come and write down the formula. You can comfortably come and write down the formula. You can comfortably come and write down the formula. You can comfortably come and write down the formula. You tell us that IRR equals a lower rate plus A over A minus B times difference between rates. Difference between rates times difference between rates. Ladies and gentlemen, our IRR will be equal to the lower rate. Could you kindly remind me, what was our lower rate? What was our lower rate? It is written somewhere. Is there somebody who is able to remind us what the lower rate is? It's 10%. 10% is the same as 0.1 plus our R. Our R is here. It is 1.3629. All of our R again, 1.3629. And then we have minus in the formula here, minus. And then B itself is minus. B itself is minus 4.4353, like that. Times difference between rates. Is there somebody who is able to remember what the difference between the two rates was? The difference between the two rates. Is there anybody who is able to remember that difference? 5%. 5% is the same as 0.05. Now, you mathematicians, let me ask you a question. When you see these two negatives locking horns like this, what comes to your mind? When you see those two negatives locking horns like that, we change, isn't it? It becomes what you're positive. It becomes positive. So in this case here, you can come and add it like that. So let's go slow here because of body mass. Let's go slow here because of body mass. Let's go slow here because of body mass. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm going to have. So this will be 0.1 plus 1.3629 all over. Can you kindly add the two? Can you kindly add these two? Kindly add those two for me. Kindly add those two for me. Kindly take this plus this. This plus this, what we have. This plus this, what we have. Kindly add for me these two. Kindly add for me these two. Kindly. Please don't get tired. I can see most of you are very, very tired, and yet we have just begun. The class is just but beginning to be sweet. So in this case here, Patricia, you're my best friend. This is a lady who is saying she has gotten to see me for the very first time, but we have clicked from the word go. 5.7982. 5.7982, like that, 5.7982. So times this 0.05. So can you kindly put these figures in your calculator? You can even start with this multiplication. In your calculator, you say 1.3629 divided by 5.7982 times 0.05. Whatever answer you get, you say plus 0.1. Whatever answer you get, you say plus 0.1. You give me an answer. You give me an answer here. You give me an answer here. Give me final answer. Give me final answer. Give me final answer. So according to Ann minor, and today for the very first time, there is no lady who is being called Diana here. I don't know what happened. Is it because of what Pastor Ezekiel said? We should not take those things serious. That guy must have been joking. That guy must have been joking. That guy must have been joking. So if you are Diana, Just use your name. Don't hide it. Don't hide it. If you're Diana, you're Diana. So what? So what? So what? Great. So 11. So somebody is telling me, Mwalimu, it is 0.1118, which is the same as 11.18%. 11.18%. It's 11.18%. 11.18%. 11.18%, like that. Now, as we go to sleep, ladies and gentlemen, I would want us now to use Excel again. Now, can you kindly go to your Excel and copy? Go to your Excel and copy these cash flows. Copy the cash flows the way we have them here. We have the time. And then we have the cash flows. Copy them the way they are here. Start with -50. Call it -50. -50, 12, 13, 15, 27. Once you finish writing this table in Excel, can you kindly put up your hands? Thank you very much. We shall be able to see that. Remember, IRR is supposed to be more than the cost of capital. IRR is supposed to be more than the cost of capital. Like now here we have gotten 11.18. So 11.18 is more than the cost of capital, which is 10%. So this project is good. Now, then do me a favor. This man, friend of mine from Lodwar, I'm telling you, this thing of online classes is changing landscape. But I can arrange with a student who is in Lodwar to share their screen and show other students that these things can be done. I mean, if somebody from Lodwar is able to do this thing correctly, I mean, somebody from just here, why can't you do it correctly? No, I'm joking. Great, so please go ahead and share. Please go ahead and share your screen. And now the next one, I'll not be using the man from Lodwar. The next one, it will be anybody, should be free. So is it possible for you to remove the, even there is very good. Just write IRR, internal rate of return. And then go to the other cell. You say equals. This is a student who is able to follow instructions very well. Equals IRR. It's blue there, just great. Values. So you see now that it wants you to pick all the values. It's not saying value 1. It wants you to pick all the values like that. All right. And then you close. You don't go for the guessing. You close. You say enter. You say enter. So increase the decimals, please. Increase the decimals, please. Increase the decimals, please. So if you decrease that decimals, you are seeing 11.095 as the internal rate of return given by Excel. So of course, ours was 11.188 or something like that. Excel figure is 11.09. Which figure will you tend to trust more? Which figure will you tend to trust more? Is it Mwalimu's figure or Excel's figure? Mwalimu must be stupid, yes. Excel will be more accurate because the Excel does not, in this case here, use what year. Excel does not use that concept of what year, that concept of try and error. So Excel is much better. So is it possible that somebody has not understood, somebody in this case who has not understood? Can you kindly share your screen? Kindly share your screen. I sort you out big time. If you do not share your screen, honestly, I don't know how to help you. And if you don't know how to share, tomorrow ensure that you go to a cyber cafe. Somebody will be able to teach you, or even today on YouTube. So thank you very much. Okay. I think that one you simply need to close brackets. Okay. So what you do, escape first. Escape because already, escape, you start from scratch. Now write IRR. Thank you. So down there, actually, where were you not there? Equals IRR. Thank you. So values, you copy from that one, yes, up to 4, yes. You close brackets. And then enter. And then increase this decimal places, go to 11%. No, you can't decrease like that. Pakele kasa ikue 11% ikue highlighted. Evil. So then increase up, abracadabra. Great. Valentine is dancing there. the lady in red, the lady. So Mary should be dancing. Mary, now don't stop looking for many things. Stop sharing your screen and get, wherever you are, start dancing. You don't just, you avoid dancing, especially if you got married just the other day, and then you don't know how to dance. That one, you can embarrass yourself. But otherwise, if there's nobody there, you dance. I used what if goal seek function to find it. Yes, you can also use that, but that is so advanced. I'll be able to reach there later on. Aquila, thank you very much. I hope that is a signal that you have gotten it correctly. You can see Mary there dancing, coming in twos like that. I can see Jackie there. I'm using this to get, so I can see Fatuma there sharing her screen. So go to where you have IRR. So equals IRR. Equals IRR. Okay, so double click that one. Double click it. Double click inside. Great. So values now take from 50, negative 50. Negative 50, you highlight all the values because it's not telling you value 1. So up to 27, close bracket. Close bracket. Enter. Yeah, now you can expand that one. Thank you, Patricia Nganga. You can expand that one in terms of decimals. Go to home. The home, you must go to home for you to see those things. I want you home on the left. After file, you'll see home insert. If I were you, Fatima, I would register. I would look for a college in Mombasa or wherever. I register for Excel classes a little bit, like 1 week, because home button is very, very popular. On a file at the left, after file, kuna home. So click there. Click your home. Hiyo umeguza tu. Umetoka tena. Click that one. Just click it. I hope you can see where your click is. You are just moving around and you're not clicking it. I don't know why. Fatima, I would really expect you. It's not about being a slow learner. I would expect you to get in touch with somebody who will be able to show you how to do those things. Alternatively, is for us to organize the Excel classes locally. Here, we get a teacher to show you online. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, she's already at, no. Did I see it wrongly? I've already, she took a lot of time to click on the home, but no problem. But I'm so sure if she gets somebody from somewhere, cyber cafe people, or even ourselves, we should be able to organize just a simple Excel class. Or icons were minimized. Okay, we shall overcome. Thank you very much. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have done enough for today. You've learned quite a lot. So what basically we've done here is to hit our agenda items, which was to show you how to manually discount. And then I've been able to show you guys how to get NPV and IRR manually and using what here? Excel. So when I come to my next class, I should be able to do a past paper question as I also get to what we call Excel valuation, Excel determination of annuity, NPVs of annuities using Excel. So it has been a pleasure hosting you tonight. I'm looking forward to all the students who have just joined us here today. Don't think of tomorrow. The decision has to be made tonight. I expect to get your call tonight or WhatsApp message tonight that you have paid for BDA. Otherwise, thank you very much. See you. For my BDA students, we normally do classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays. So then I'll be seeing you tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, tomorrow. And then, of course, our number, don't forget, our number is 0719 525,000. Thank you. Great.